Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Welcome back. Ahmadiyya Fact Check Blog, January 2025. Today we're talking about Bradford, the town of Bradford in Canada, not in the UK, in Canada, right? Okay, all right. Let me turn that off. Let me turn that off. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we're talking about the town of Bradford in Canada, not in England. Assalamu alaikum, brother. How's it going, brother? Okay, so got some photos. We're gonna talk about. Remove this comment. Got some things we want to talk about. All right, Ramatullah Malik. Does he ring a bell? Does this guy ring a bell? Okay, so I'm gonna talk about all this. What about this guy? What about this guy? And this guy, Manavar Chaudhary. Manavar here. Let me put that in the comments. Let me put that in the comments. Manavar Chaudhary. Yeah, we're gonna talk about all these guys today. Hamid Bhatti, Humayun Akbar, Amjad Chaudhary, and Manavar Chaudhary. So here we go. We are off and running. What's going on in the town of Bradford? All right. So let me just pull it up. So the first thing that happened was Ahmadiyya movement tried to do this convention like a Woodstock, and they said it was like 25,000 people, and then they got caught in their lie. They said no, it's not 25,000 people or 20,000 people. That's a 3-day cumulative number, and we've been tracking that story for years. They finally admitted to it. It's a cumulative number. So they always lie about Jalsa numbers. Remember that. Even in Ghana, anywhere they're at, if they say 30,000 people showed up, they're lying. That's total over 3 days, and that's even exaggerated. Really. So they're claiming 10,000. It's probably about maybe half of that, maybe not even half. So anyhow, what the heck is going on in Bradford, Canada? Well, let me just share the screen. I got it all laid up as I normally do. All right. So first thing, the town of Bradford passed a motion limiting mega events and the Ahmadiyya Jalsa 20. So on Tuesday, February 4th, there's going to be a vote. Town of Bradford City Council, they're going to be voting on the Ahmadiyya permit. Will it be approved or not? Most likely it's not going to be approved. The reason is because, and here's the preemptive move. The preemptive move was to limit these mega events. All right. So on January 21st, 2025, the town of Bradford City Council met and approved changes to the town's special events bylaw, which would prohibit events of more than 2,000 people from occurring more than once every 10 years on any property outside the settlement boundary, which is like the farm area. All right. Highway 400 employment lands or town-owned lands. The amendment passed 5-4. It was highly contested, as you can see that. Uh, these guys are mad. These guys are mad. They're about to get investigated too. Mayor Leduc, Sandhu, and Scott are on the Qadiani side, and Duhaney, which she don't know the sky from the ground. Let me tell you, that's her right there. She's on the Ahmadiyya side and she don't know nothing. Why is she even in this job? Scott, Sandhu, and Ledoux, a bunch of idiots. All right, so here's the link. If you want to read it on Bradford's website. Don't trust me, right? Check it out. It's reported by Michael Owen. All right, so go and check it out. It was an amendment by Vercake, who they showed up and tried to bully and tried to do all these things too. He's like, all right, we're gonna get this little amendment passed, and that's gonna stop everything you're doing. Okay, how about that? All right, so that just happened. So let's go back. I'm gonna stop sharing. All right, let's keep going here. So that just happened, but what else is going on? What else is going on? So firstly, let's talk about Manavar Chaudhary. All right. This guy keeps trying to get elected. In 2020, he ran in Ward 2. In 2022, he ran in Ward 5. All right. He's a real estate agent. He owns like a burger company, not a burger, like he owns like Hero Burgers, does real estate, is doing a lot of the housing discrimination that's illegal in America. I don't know if it's illegal in Canada, but in America it's totally illegal, housing discrimination. Although I guess you could do it and maybe get away with it, which is what the Ahmadiyya did in Town, you know. So we're gonna get to that too. But so here you go. You got this guy who's an asylum case. Okay, so he owes the Ahmadiyya movement anything he wants. He moved to Bradford in 2008, 2009. He starts doing this run for Bradford. You know, they do these runs, these little marathons. Well, bro, I can't run that far anyways, right? Nor am I trying. You know, I'm on the treadmill trying to run 1 mile, right? But he does this as CSR, corporate social responsibility. Here, let me write that. So Google does it. Everyone's doing it. All these guys are corrupt, and that's why they do this corporate social responsibility. And I'll tell you, Huram does it too. Huram was all, well, oh, let's go to the Ambrose Park and let's help them do something because we're gonna need them later. So let's go grease them, you know. And I'd be like, no. If you want something, it should be based on merit, not based on I'm doing you favors. I don't do that. All right. So okay, corporate social responsibility. All right. So that's, and I spelled it wrong. I spelled it wrong. I spelled the responsibility wrong. Responsibility. Actually, I spelled it right. Um, but that was on the fly. So okay, then yeah. So these guys would be like, oh look, we're helping the. No, you're not. You're not. Ahmadiyya agenda tax doesn't even go to the community. They don't even help the poor. The money that they collect, it goes to them. So come on, man. Knock it off with the lies and the deception, man. All right, so he does that in 2013. Uh, he said he would donate his salary. What a kiss up, dude. What a kiss up. Here he is. He's the typical asylum case, very typical weirdo desi, probably talks with a squeaky voice. I mean, a lot of these asylum amnesia are the same. Are the same. Soft guys who were in Pakistan, couldn't get a job, couldn't work manual labor, was like, I'll just do this immigration fraud and go to Canada and I'll figure out a job or something like that. Very typical. There's a bunch of these guys running around. All right. Come on. Community first. Come on. Knock it off, bro. And then 2022. So he keeps trying to get elected. He keeps trying to get elected. So, all right, let's keep moving here. See what else I got for you. All right. Number 3 here. Oh, Caroline Mulroney. So the Ahmadiyya movement is bribing her in some way. We haven't figured out how. But Caroline Mulroney, you should be ashamed of yourself. All right. She gave them 30 EV stations and they're being sent to 5 different locations. They're not installed yet, but 30 EV stations for free, valued at over $1 million. They're just giving to the Ahmadiyya movement to have at their temples. Well, problem with that is they propose to have 6 at at the Jalsa convention site in Bradford. That's about to get denied for all permits for all of that, and the town council didn't even know about this. And this is part of a huge package. Like I think she gave out like 100 EV charging stations, maybe more. I don't have the full list. Maybe it's like 80 or something. Actually, I don't exactly remember. But Ahmadiyya movement got 30. The only company or organization that got more was the Marriott Hotels. So why did Caroline Mulroney give this fringe cult, immigration fraud, human trafficking, 0-star charity? They don't help anyone. Why did they get that? Because they gave money to her campaign? You see what I'm saying? Because they're involved in this bribery. And, in America, they don't call it bribery, but it is. If you're donating to anyone's campaign and looking for something out of it, then that's bribery. Whether you call it a different name or what, you can either call it colonialism or call it something else. It's still the same thing. It's still the same thing. So, okay. And here's the report. Check this out. Can you guys? Yeah. Oh no, it didn't come up. All right. So let me share that screen. Where to go? Where to go? All right. EV charge on community site stream. The Ontario government is investing 63 million to help build electric vehicle charging ports in the community. In communities with less than 170,000. And the Ahmadiyya movement, look, a total of 403 ports, 71 locations, 403 ports. Ahmadiyya movement got about 8%, 30 divided by 400, maybe it's like 6-7%. Okay, what's going on? Why is the Ahmadiyya movement getting so many? And oh, let me pull it up. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, right here. Hadika Ahmed, 6 charging stations. And look, for the main metro, the downtown only got 4. But in the agriculture area, they got 6. How does that make any sense? Oh, look, the Jamia Ahmadiyya, they got 6. And there's others. Look, a Walmart got 4. Ford looks like, is that a dealership? Actually, I'm not sure. Kingbridge Center got 8. Emily Movement got 30 that they're putting at different locations. There's also an Islamic center that got a few. Just being fair, look, the Miriam Temple, which is an Ahmadiyya location, they got 6. And I found them all. It's on the blog. It's on the blog. So Caroline Mulrooney, totally been bribed. She needs to be fired. She needs to be investigated for all of this. Come on, you let the people of Ontario down. Okay, so here's what else that they're doing in and around the town of Bradford. They're using a company called Ittihad Development Corporation to buy a property. Now, you guys remember Manohar Chaudhary? Yeah, he owns it. So how about that? He owns this corporation. I showed you at the very beginning all the guys who are his business partners. This is what they're doing to the town of Bradford. They're trying to take it over. They're trying to move in more Amdis, take the town over politically, you name it, and it's rubbed people the wrong way. All right. So yeah, it's all there. Look, here's a sign for his company, Dreamland Realty. Okay, here's all of their organizations in Canada. All right, just for the record, look, they got schools too. They've opened these corrupt schools that need to be shut down. All right, so all right, let's see what else. Let's see what else. Number 5. What do I have for number 5? Oh, okay, so the mayor's involved. Mayor James Leduc, you're done. You've been caught. There's a petition. There's a petition to have him fired. All right. Because look at these donations. So these Amnis who don't even live in Bradford, Asif Khan, he lives in Vaughan. He gave him money. Look again. He gave the max 1,000. He gave 350. Then he gave 650. Rizwan Mia. He's the guy in charge of the Jalsa site. He gave money. So and this is back in 2022. So these guys have been, they're working on this whole like bribery thing. You know, it, the, this is how they operate. In Pakistan, they got everyone mad. You know, and they now they're running out. They don't want to be there anymore because they wore out their welcome. Remember, they came from India. They didn't have to come to Pakistan. They could have stayed in India, but they were going to get killed in Qadian. The Sikhs went and got them. So now they're in Pakistan. And I just saw a video where Mirza Masroor Ahmad was like, "Yeah, it was a good thing that we left Qadian. Look, we're in the West." So anyhow, let's see what else. Yeah, okay. So what they're doing in Bradford is the takeover, where they force a city to allow them to do anything they want. They got a cemetery going. They got the approval for that, which should have never been approved. Only because of them. They're getting special treatment. They're asking for special treatment. They're demanding special treatment because they sided with the British. You see what I mean? So the British gave them special treatment. Now they want all the same from everyone else. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. All right. So I wanted to share a story from 2007 in the USA. The Ahmadiyya movement tried to force the town of Walkerville to comply with their demands. Right? Same thing they're doing in Bradford. Okay, the Ahmadiyya movement bought 275 acres of land to build a recreational center for 20 local families and to hold their national Jalsa. The same thing they're doing in Bradford. The exact same thing. All right. But the residents of Walkersville start saying this is terrorist activity. What's going on? Right. 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 How funny is that? So the national president said no. He said we're not like Muslims. See, that's the thing. These Ahmadis will throw Muslims under the bus and call them terrorists and say, "Oh, Muslims are bad. We're not like them." Yada yada yada. Okay. So, anyways, there were lawyers involved. Ahmadiyya movement lost the case. Look, um, you know, so feel free to read the story. This is what they want to do in um in Bradford, and you know, in 2017 they moved over to Joppatown and created a retirement community. So you know, the Ahmadiyya business model is to simply create communities like Rabwa. They were given Rabwa. That's what springboarded them. That's what got them financial security, was to create a city like Rabwa, which they didn't have. They were spread out. In Qadian, there wasn't enough Ahmadis. It wasn't even big enough. It wasn't working out. So that they're trying to create the same communities because that's the business model. Is you own the city, so you collect all the tax revenue, and you keep building that up, right? So there it is. That's what they tried to do in Maryland, and they failed, and now they're doing it in Bradford. So all right, let's keep rolling here. That was number 6. Here's number 7. Yep, it's the Joppatown situation. Check this out. There it is. Where to go? Okay, so the Joppatown situation is right here. Learn about Joppatown. In you know, it was settled out of court in 2020. It was housing discrimination. This is what they do. You know, with Gemcraft homes, right? They're all in bed together. They're all in bed together. And then it's funny, at an apartment complex, this is where Ruszy used to live, the Ahmadiyya Abode of Peace. They don't allow anyone other than an Ahmadi to live there. Feel free to check that out. Um, yeah. So all right, let's keep moving here. See what else I got. Number 8 is you know, they sort of got caught bribing the mayor, and I showed that earlier. But look, here's the whole essay. Um, and at this meeting, which was on in January, Brent Feldman said that he had concerns about Asif Khan. Why is he donating money to the members of the council, and why have those council members said it's a conflict of interest, and why have they not recused themselves from this entire situation, right? So look, here's all the donations. Amr Mahmood is on here. Um, these are all the guys, man. Look, here's the amount of people that showed up. Look, Daniel Tansley's been talking about it. It's not right. Robert Bigham has been talking about it. Ann Lilly has been talking. Look, I got all these testimonies from people who are actually from Bradford, who were there. Who look, feel free to check it out. Go and read it. All right. It's all laid up perfectly. So all right, let's keep moving. I have a few left, and we're done. So yeah, Ahmadiyya movement, they don't help anyone. They're a zero-star charity. They might pretend like they're doing a run for Bradford. Oh, look, we gave food at a food shelter. Bro, the Sikhs are doing the same thing. Catholic Church does the same thing. Google does the same thing. All these big corporations are all doing it, because if they don't, you know, they might be under scrutiny. So anyways, look, it's a zero-star charity, bro. Okay? 0 star, which means they're not even helping anyone. All right? So okay, and here's the last one, and I'm done. Oh, so here's where they spend all their money. Yeah, y'all want to see where they spend all their money? They're spending roughly 15 million a year on their Moldavis in Canada. It's 15 million a year. That's a lot of money. Okay, look, we got the number of employees, part-time employees. This is what their budget pays for. All right, and I've been explaining this for years and years and years. This is what they're creating. These asylum, Ruszy's an asylum case. He grew up in Canada. He hates Islam. He hates Muslims. They're creating people that hate Islam, hate Muslims, and they just spew lies over and over again on behalf of the Mirza family. It should be shut down. This is human trafficking, immigration fraud. Ahmadiyya leaders should be arrested and in court fighting this case. All right. So That is the muqaddimah, that is the case, and that's all I got. And brother Umar's here. Assalamu alaikum, brother Umar. What you got?
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Is my voice clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just got some one of my old Bluetooth headphones and I'm trying them because everybody was saying my previous mic is the audio is very low. So I hope this one's clear.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah, I just joined halfway and from the part where you say that the Jalsa numbers are always like they're blowing up the numbers. As usual, they count the same people three times, right?
Just
I don't
like
know
in
who.
their, just like in their census.
Yeah, well, I don't know. And how come they buy that? You know, oh, a total of 20,000 people appeared, but actually it's only uh, about 6,000 plus. Do they also count if like the same guy goes out and comes back? Do they count him two times?
Every time you come in and go out.
Astaghfirullah. And they buy that. Remember the last time when we did the estimate that it's not possible for the numbers. They don't add up.
Yeah, the
Even
numbers
even
don't
if
add up. Yeah.
even if we break it down like the same people came three times, it doesn't add up. Like 6,000, actually, the numbers don't even make up to 2,000.
Right, right. So the reason that they lie is because this is like their progress report. The Jalsa number, the attendance. Based on the Jalsa attendance, you can figure out how many Ahmadis there are in that country.
Yeah, true, true. And the other thing about the Bradford was, did there was some bribing going on? Did you mention that part?
Yeah, but it's not called bribery in the West.
It's exploiting loopholes.
It's exploiting loopholes, gray areas, donations. So, for example, Uber donates to the presidential campaign, and then they expect some kind of kickback.
Yeah. And but you're supposed to like say, oh no, they just played by the rules. They didn't break any rules.
If the rule
And the other thing
says
is, hey, Bashir, you've always been saying this about the human trafficking. They only bring it up now in the news.
no, they've brought it up several times. What is it going to take for the United Nations to investigate? I don't know, but
They don't know about Malaysia.
I don't know. The United Nations should know everything. We've laid out the case many times, saying all you have to do is investigate. If the United Nations immigration fraud, human trafficking, all they got to do is open an investigation, and it's game over.
Yeah, subhanallah. But they don't for some reason.
But they don't. It's not triggered. So we got to figure out a way to trigger an investigation, and that's the real
Uh,
work. Look,
no,
we could
I
talk.
get, I get. Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead, Bashir.
Okay, we could talk to them about their dogma all day. It doesn't make any sense. It's contradictory. They're keeping us busy. On the other side, they're running their business. And we need to get them investigated at all levels, local level. Like this thing in Bradford's going to be big because we're trying to get them investigated by the Canadian government for all these issues.
Hey, by the way, Bashir, I think the UNHCR also needs funding. Without refugees, they don't get funding. If there's no refugees, then the body is useless. What are they going to be doing? They're going to disband the body. But so they need a continuous flow of refugees as well. Maybe that's why they're turning a blind eye to it.
Yeah, who knows? And the Ahmadiyya movement is playing it up. They're like, oh, so what if they're doing immigration fraud? They're getting killed in Pakistan. If they got to do immigration fraud to save their life, you know what I mean? Like they're gonna use that angle. I already know, and it's a lot. That's why I've always said double check. So remember, in my day to day job, I double check homework. I double check everyone's work to see if they did it right. So same thing. I double check all these Ahmadiyya persecution reports, and I'm telling you, none of them add up. None of them. In fact, there was that famous case of Dr. Mahdi Ali Qamar, who had went to Pakistan to work in Rabwa at the hospital, and then he got shot. Right? They said it was based on religion. 2 years later, come to find out, his wife had him killed.
Subhanallah.
Subhanallah. Right. This
Inside job.
this guy, bro, look, he was the son of a Murabi, and his wife had a boyfriend. The wife and the boyfriend arranged for the husband to be killed so the woman could take all the assets and then he could marry her and take his spot. That was the whole story, and it came out, and they knew it. They knew what the story was. They covered it up, and they used it for asylum claims.
Yeah, yeah, it's the same with all minorities, you know.
Yeah, but these guys
They,
are
they,
on an
they,
entirely different level than
but yeah,
everyone
they
else.
organize.
They get whatever they want, bro. You name it. But hey, we got some guys in the back. Let's see who they are. Brother Muhammad Sadiq. Assalamu alaikum, brother. Are you there? Are you Muslim? What's going on, brother? Okay, no worries. Is that brother Marwan, our old bro that we haven't seen in a while? Assalamu alaikum, brother. How's it going? Marwan, are you there? Okay, I guess not.
Can you hear me?
Oh yes, 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 yes.
How are you doing, you brothers? You guys are good?
Oh yeah, bro,
Bro,
chilling,
where have
bro.
you been, bro?
Yeah, bro, what's up?
Uh, I don't know if I should be saying this out in public, but maybe in the back chat I can say
Inshallah,
it,
inshallah.
guys. How are you, brothers?
Alhamdulillah, fine.
Alhamdulillah.
How about you?
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. You guys are doing an amazing job. I've been following you guys tirelessly, and it's amazing how the information is coming up. Um, yeah, I just saw and I said, you know what, let me just join quickly, and then yeah, brothers, man, this is it's been a long, hard journey, man, out of Ahmadiyyat,
How
and
have you been?
it's been a year now, man. It all started when um, when that first stream came out, when Ibrahim Noonan tried to lie his way through, and then they created that whole first live stream, and then I came on that live stream, and they basically called me a fake Ahmadi, a liar, and everything like that, and then I, you know, that was really heartbreaking because I never thought that I belonged to a community where defending the community was more important than defending what is facts and factual. So I stood up for Adnan Rashid because I did not want people to think that Adnan Rashid was lying, because these things were in the actual writings of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, the foul language that he used. And I actually came on that stream. I not only did I acknowledge that that language was used by Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, but I actually defended Mirza Ghulam Ahmad by saying that that type of language a prophet is allowed to use. Despite that, when I heard Ahmadi saying no, that this is not the meaning of what Mirza Ghulam Ahmad is using, it has different meanings. It has, they pulled out dictionaries, and they totally disregarded the principal meanings of of the foul languages that Mirza Ghulam Ahmad was using, and they resorted to only sticking to the secondary or tertiary meanings of those foul words. And that's when everything fell apart in my world, and I was like, do I actually belong to this community? Long story short, Imtiaz Bai showed up on the scene, I think on the third or fourth stream, maybe in the second stream, I'm not sure. And Imtiaz Sahib has been such a beacon of hope, guiding through this dark cave of Ahmadiyyat. And I have been I had been following him, and also joining the streams and everything. And then finally, in January of last year, because that was 6 months since Imtiaz had started to, dismantle the arguments, because that's what is important at the end of the day. It's the arguments, because Ahmadiyyat does not go around telling people, we believe in God. We believe Mirza Ghulam Ahmad is the Messiah. Just believe. That's not what Ahmadiyyat is. It's not just believe. It's These are our arguments. We have airtight arguments. Our arguments are irrefutable. So what you got? So it's that type of approach. So if you have arguments to justify your beliefs, then let's see it. And I never was able to see the arguments until Imtiaz showed up on the scene. And long story short, about 6 months after that first stream that they called me a fake Ahmadi, I left Ahmadiyyat. And then it's been a year now, and I have not missed one single stream of Imtiaz. I have not missed you guys. I'm watching from from the background here, but it's very very fascinating that that Imtiaz, man, this man had nuclear weapons and no one knew. Imtiaz Sahib is his arsenal. Man, what does he have? What more does he have in his warehouse? I am so fascinated by this man, and he keeps bringing up new arguments, new arguments, new arguments, and yeah. So, anyways, I just wanted to step in and just say assalamu alaikum to both of you, and thank you so much, Bashir. I know you are persona non grata in the Ahmadiyya world, and and this is something that pains me because you are who you are, Bashir Sahib, and every human being is who they are. Uh, you know, but the fact that you are documenting this whole thing is so important. So, anyways, I'll talk to you guys in the back chat after. So
Inshallah.
Yeah, one question. Aren't you from Canada? Are you in Canada or America?
I'm in Canada, man.
All right, so what do you know about the town of Bradford and this whole Jalsa situation?
Um, you know, I tell you one thing. Me, I see a lot, but I don't bring that stuff up in the public because I'm a type of arguments type of guy, and so anything that has to do with Ahmadiyyat, I used to preach Ahmadiyyat like like crazy, like mad. Probably, I used to preach Ahmadiyyat so crazily that that like that was my like some people they say like Brazilians, they wake up, they eat, they sleep, they take a shower, they dress, everything to soccer too. I used to be like that in Ahmadiyyat, but I used to be very very polite and civilized. Like if I went to a Muslim mosque, it was very very polite. It was very very civilized. If the imam did not want to speak to me, that was the end of it. I used to ask permission, put my shoes on, and leave. If I saw some brothers in the market, you know I would give them my salam. I would preach Ahmadiyya to them. If they didn't want to hear it, no problem. There was no let's let's trap these people. Let's trap them in an argument that they can't get. Setting up an argument in such a way that you would have to trap the other person. And if I realize that the person I'm speaking to has no understanding of Islam, I would not press. I would not continue because who am I arguing against? I'm arguing against someone who does not know. But the way Razi has done his preaching, it's so filthy, man. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
so.
and I know a bunch of people just like Ruzzy, but we can talk about that backstage. So I'm trying to keep this a short stream, like an informational stream, but stick around and let's talk backstage. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is the program. The town of Bradford. I posted all the links. Check it out. Assalamu alaikum and peace out.